Hey guys, how you doing? Figure I would jump on here today. Sorry I was not here yesterday. As you can hear, my voice is pretty hoarse, and I've been working on it this morning. Hard for me to talk first thing in the morning, which is why I was not on here yesterday. Friday I was unable to pretty much talk at all. So it's a good thing the market was on a low volume day. I do try to save myself for my crypto hour that has you know a much larger audience than the stocks channel. So what's up, Michael? Thank you for joining. There's a few other people lurking here. I see. What's up, everybody? So, not too much action the past few days. The only thing I'll say is, holiday volume is apparent. Actually, that was Friday. That was yesterday. This is today. We're seeing lower volumes. This appears to be a little mini bear flag. This would also be day 4 of a rally. So we have the bottom day 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see what happens from here on out today. So far, doesn't appear to be much of a winner, but we'll have to see what the day gives us. With declining volumes, we do end up with more of a chance of a follow-through day, but we'll see. Here's the Qs down here. This is the NASDAQ futures. We'll see if the holiday gives us an opportunity for a follow-through day that is actually good. That last one didn't work out so well. So, my opinion on Snap. Well, last time I don't really have a major opinion. Last time I looked at Snap, it was sitting at lows, and it's still sitting at lows. Probably the way I would play this is twofold. Number one, I would look for a break of this declining trend line, and number two, with a decent market cycle, I would look for some bottoming action, some improving fundamentals. This is not a cryptocurrency where you only rely on the stock chart. Twitter only started its comeback due to the fact that it was finding its business footing. You see here, it went through this big long phase here, and if you draw the same type of a trend line on Twitter, you get to pretty darn good buy point, if you don't ask me, right? So I don't think that right now, if you think of it, we're in this part of the stage in Snap. I don't think you arbitrarily buy it, because if you look at Twitter here on this weekly chart, it based for a little over a year. And it sucks having dead money when you're used to trading in and out. It sucks having dead money for a year. So best thing to do on Snap, I think, is just to watch it, stock it, and wait for it to improve. The market will tell you when it is. And that's the whole reason that Twitter did well. Hold on a second. All right, guys. Sorry, this whole throat congestion thing makes me stop every once in a while. I think I'm half sick with a mixture of allergies in there. STNE here. I was just looking at an article on IBD about them, as a matter of fact. And apparently Warren Buffett's a backer for whatever reason. It's a Brazilian credit card processor. Okay. Interesting. I'm reading the article on IBD on the other screen here. If you want to check it out, there's the article. Should be free. I don't think you have to pay to read this article. If you do want to read about Stone Co. So they're doing good today, up about 7% on good earnings, but so far good earnings haven't led to a tremendous gain thus far since we've been into a correction. Carvana. So let's go through some of these top stocks. I'm not going to stay on too long, guys. I am still kind of trying to save my throat here. So CDNA actually looking pretty good. Declining volume here on the sell-off today, or is that yesterday? Okay, so that's yesterday. With that's called a pocket pivot, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, it's not a pocket pivot. 1, 2, 3, 4. This has higher volume, but interesting elevated day. Not a pocket pivot though. Excuse me. But I do like the fact that it's broken the volume downtrend. And yesterday it closed near the peak. Actually had a little bit of a whipsaw day. You can see it opened towards the middle of the range, went lower, then came all the way up higher, and then closed towards the high on elevated volume. That is good action today, going higher as well. So a very small trend line here. Maybe it'll get past that, maybe it won't. So little very extreme minor rising wedge right here. So see how this resolves itself. But with this declining volume and this increasing volume, hopefully the trend will change. Okay, so today's volume, if you look at the bottom part of my screen here and here, so far we're about 5% of average volume 30 minutes into the trading session, so not great volume thus far. Probably be another low volume day. Alright, so we'll see what happens there. CRISPR, Etsy showing some signs of life. One great thing about Etsy, looks like it attempted to fill the gap here, kind of succeeded. Sometimes you can see a little minor gap like that not be filled, but the gap from the actual day itself here be partially filled. This one was about half filled. Made a higher high, which a lot of stocks have not been able to do in this market, and a higher low as well. So Etsy looking good. Not taking any excessive risks still at this stage of the game, but it's good to note the things that are working, at least the ones on my list. CRISPR here with a very long downtrend. I would be interested when this one breaks that downtrend, and we'll see if we're flat before it or flat after it. Looks like Micron has a very similar downtrend line. ALK with what appears to be a large cup of sorts forming, down about 40+%. Actually 77%, excuse me. It's not right. 100 to 55 would be about 45%. So it's showing me 77%. That is from the bottom up, not from the top down. So yeah. Oh, there you go. 42.7%. Now it's showing correct. I wonder. Oh, look at that. If I go left, I've never noticed that before. If I drag to the left, it shows me up percentage. Oh, because it shows an upward sloping line, and this shows a downward. Okay, now I know how to manipulate that tool. Alright, so ALK, the Alaska Airlines Group, that's what ALK is, with save up 20%, showing good strength. ALK, not bad, as a matter of fact. I'm not, super mad at this forming a base down at this level. Definitely could rally back up at some particular point. But again, this is stocks and not cryptos, so you need to make sure that there's good fundamentals behind the companies you're thinking about purchasing. Again, we got Etsy. INS is a stock that we found fairly recently. I forget how. But You can see the excellent volume stepping in the middle half of, or I should say, the beginning of the second quarter of this year, and having an excellent rally from 5 to 15 essentially. So 300% gain and forming what is a massive first stage cup and handle base. So a breakout of this guy would be up here at the 1463 level, and that, in my opinion, would be buyable. Let's go look at fundamentals. So I don't quite remember if they're good or bad. But, I mean, on the daily here, it's really difficult to argue with a nice pennant as your handle. And what's going on with all this jazz? So weird. Yeah, thanks. What are you doing here? Very confused at this stage of the game. Alright, I got it. Having a hard time logging, ladies and gentlemen. So, here it is, INS, Intelligent Systems Corporation. 97 composite rating out of 99. Manufactures automotive and machine parts. Provides software development and testing activities. So it looks like they're a tech company to an industry that traditionally is not heavy tech. Could be good, what do you know? 64 industry group rank. 520 EPS change last quarter. 3 quarters of increasing acceleration. They must have found some niche somewhere that caused that huge increase. 193 sales last quarter. That's amazing. 3-year sales growth rate 48, which is also fairly amazing. Looks like they're not yet profitable. Price is low, which indicated here by the red dot. Excellent relative strength rating of 99. Means it's the top performing 1% of stocks. Only 10% off its 52-week high. Average daily volume is 19,000. That is stupid low. They recommend 400,000. Also, with a market cap of 118 million is extraordinarily low. I'm not saying it's going to, but if you put this at $1 billion market cap, which is small in terms of a stock, that's a 10x from here. 1.6 accumulation, 33% of exchange and funds owning stocks. So that means if there were 75, now there's 100. And no articles. This thing is definitely flying under the radar. The question is, why is it so? Why does it look so good? That's the underlying question here. And you know what? I'm gonna do something. I'm not getting a lot of questions here. It's, a few people watching. About 6, not too many. So no one's interested in leading stocks, it looks like. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and I want to look into this INS a little more. So let's do some research here together. Intelligent Systems Corp. Alright, software. Let's do our own research. I don't do this a whole heck of a lot, but when you have something with no articles on ABD, extremely small market cap, always good to do more research. Let's go to press releases. Results. These are all results. Conference call. Okay, not a lot of actual just earnings results. Okay, they're expanding in fintech. In the financial transaction area. This doesn't sound like manufacturing company. Our current fintech include CoreCar Software, two wholly owned subsidiaries, India and Romania, that work for CoreCard. And if this is their software performance, I'm not super happy with it so far. There we go. Get your redirects going, buddy. Open loop. Oh, prepaid cards. Those flexible credit options. IPO in the 80s. Oh, Peachtree. Definitely familiar with Peachtree. Okay, acquired by ADP. Just sell everything off. This seems pretty dumb. So we're focused on this thing. Okay, that's not giving us any clue to anything. Let's look at some. Hey, what's up, Justin? Yeah, I would ignore. So yeah, the trade war stuff is pretty important. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Um, I'm a little more concerned with the mini bear flag we're setting up from a technical perspective. Here's the thing. I put a tweet out yesterday. If you guys don't know, I am on Twitter at Real Crypto Trade. A few more notifications. See, that's that's good. I'll have to respond to that guy. Yeah, I put out a tweet the other day. What's up, Paul? Yeah, it could be insider. Yeah, that's possible. But usually with a huge cup with handle, it's more than just insiders. So I put out a tweet yesterday. I didn't realize all my Quora posts were going to Twitter, and so I'm sorry about that. Here it is. It said, always ask questions, but ask the right questions. What stock, where, and when are much more important than who and why. So I know I'm not really looking for why right now. I'm looking to see what. Should I be investing in this? What is this? Right? That's what I'm looking at. I don't care who. I care that institutions are buying it, so I care a little bit about the who. I care a little bit about the why. But if you can't find the why out, you have risk management rules to kind of protect you against stuff. But I really think it's the what, where, and when in investing. I really think that's cool. Yeah, I'm getting a little more active on Twitter. I go back and forth. I'm not like a meme guy. I don't just... I'm trying to get better, though. I put a few memes out the past week, and I'm trying to do better. Anyway, I was going to look at the news here. Pulsing Insiders. There's a possibility, and we actually, since it's such a big base, we can go to FinViz. FinViz actually shows you a little bit of inside. Okay, so insider transactions have been 0, and this is as of the last quarter. Insider ownership is 0.2. I mean, apparently this is a very old company. They say they IPO'd in what did they say? 80 something, which I was quite shocked about. Usually a turnaround play like that is very rare, but if you're coming from nothing to something, if you finally did something right, then there's a good possibility. That's loud, sorry. There we go. Yeah, look at that, man. This thing goes back all the way to 98. And we're actually up here right towards all-time highs. Apparently back in 2000 they said, oh, software, and then they ran it up 800%, looks like, in 3 months with the bubble. Let's look at that for a second. From $4 to 14 in 3 months, and then high volume, super high volume. Now this is more accumulation than a one-time pop right here, and then return to highs in a handle. Could be good. Nasdaq actually up 0.4%. Look at the Qs. They're not doing too bad. We did undercut, but ever so slightly. Hopefully this bottom is in. We'll have to see. I'm sure we'll get more tests to the downside here, but hopefully we don't undercut those lows. Okay. Yeah, so I was going to look at these news. Maybe they had something else here. 80 biggest movers. 80 biggest movers. I'm going to look through your list of 80 stocks. You're killing me. Earnings call. Transcript. Okay, I'm going to click on this, but it's going to hang up my system for about 2 minutes. Oh, it didn't. Wow. I love it. Alright, awesome. I'm very happy about that. Alright, so here's an earnings call transcript. It may have transformed into a shell after they sold Peachtree. Well, apparently, I think you're just joining us, Paul. We actually went to their website, and they actually say that I mean, look at this horrible website. They don't even have a thumbnail, for crying out loud. Look at that, just blank paper. Horrible website, but they say they've been in business 40 years, and what they do is they build these businesses and they sell them. They essentially have, I think this would be good for private money, but for public money, a little interesting. But it looks like they've been doing this for a long time. And right now they're working on this horrible website, CoreCard. I could have built this. That's how bad it is. Actually, my websites look better than this. Yeah, so let's see. How long is this? Okay. Services to financial services markets. Oh, here we go. When I said having too much business, okay, they have no sales or marketing people. Okay, the only operating business is CoreCard. Yeah, this is stupid. Any company that we would want to do business with is surely smart enough to source CoreCard as a possible partner. So, in other words, if they're not your customer, they're stupid. I'm not generally cool with stuff like that. Alright, who's this Sam Rebutsky guy? What the heck? INS. Wow. Hey, what's up, Christian? Oh man, 8:22 already. I'm gonna have to bounce here. So, I'm gonna look a little more into this, but I'm really trying to figure out why they have a huge cup with handle and have such a low market cap. And I mean, is their business really going to keep exploding at hundreds of % a quarter? That could prove to be extraordinarily valuable from an investment perspective. and a trading perspective, depending on. But I mean, if you just look at the chart of this company with a very interesting CEO/sales project, it's very difficult to, hugely ascertain if this thing is going to be successful or not. I really like, so there's a lot of volume in here, but not a ton of movement. Here we have a ton of movement on a ton of volume. And, I mean, it's quite spectacular, to be honest with you. Where's, very low float, only 9 million shares outstanding with 5 million float. That's tiny. 2 million income on 16 million sales. What the heck? Something's off with that. They have cash. They have no debt. Sales were good. EPS is fine. Why do they have gross margins and IBD has them with negative margins? But that number is what intrigues me as well. But I'm going to go, guys. I got to put together my newsletter for the Power Hour subscribers for the Real Crypto. And I don't know. This is intriguing. There's definitely more work to be had here. But ladies and gentlemen, $125 million market cap. This is a tiny, tiny company. It's on the NYSE, so it's not an over-the-counter company. If they get the 500 million market cap, you're looking at a 3+X here, guys. So I'm gonna do some more research. If you guys want to do it as well, that'd be great. But if this is, according to their earnings that I'm reading here, they're kind of a weird sales model. But if there's something else that is, really different, because if you look at it, according to their chart, sometime in April or May, they ended up with something occurring, and whatever that driver is, drove them up huge. So, GDAS, GD, Christian, what's up, Christian? Not sure what your question is there, buddy. Christian, if you want to re-ask your question, that would be great. I would like to answer it before I head out of here. So, market today having a what appears to be a normal market day, which is great. No major, we are the Monday after the week of Thanksgiving, so maybe it's a little bit of vacation, but December, I guess it's still November all this week, should be back to a pretty normal week this week. And yesterday we didn't see a huge reaction, but a nice, healthy, normal day. And then the same with today. So hopefully more of this action. All right, Christian. All right, guys. Thank you. I'll see you guys. I'll try to be here tomorrow in the morning. I do have a few things going on tomorrow. I've got a meeting probably in the afternoon, so we'll see. Keep apprised. I may not be here tomorrow. Follow me at Real Crypto Trade if you guys want to, and I'll shout you guys out. That's how I can't communicate through Twitter or YouTube through text. The stocks channel just isn't big enough. My Real Crypto channel I can, but hit me up on Twitter, and maybe I'll also shout it out on YouTube. I can do both, and I'll let you know what my schedule is for tomorrow. All right, guys. Thank you very much. See you later.